So this is the first episode of Between the Pages, the Paper Cuts edition. The prompt for this week was to describe your worst fear without stating what it is. And this was a challenging prompt even for myself. I've been writing for 17 years, and I've been published 3 times. So it was difficult for me, and I know it was difficult for everyone that submitted, and I am so thankful, so grateful that people had the courage to submit works to me, and I'm gonna get this started. So first up was our first submission. I'm going chronologically. This is not ordered in any type of way other than mine went last. So we're gonna go with chronologically. We're gonna start with Joe. So, none of these pieces, weirdly, did not have, titles. I couldn't even think of a title for mine. So, don't be alarmed. There are no titles. So, we're gonna get started. Submission by Joe the Bearded Nerd. The darkness is blinding. The cold slowly creeps into my soul. Nothingness surrounding me. I'm so tired. Am I asleep? I don't remember anything. What happened? Where am I? I cannot tell where I end and the void begins. Nightmares cannot prepare you for this. Fear engulfs my mind. There is no sound, or is it deafening? I feel nothing around me. Am I remembered? Am I loved? Who was I? Will they even know? I must go back. Can I go back? This cannot be happening. Or has it always been this way? I hope I was enough. I just wanted to be. So, that's the end of his piece, and this piece was absolutely chilling for me. I never really knew where I was or the place and time, as in, was this happening to me or was I watching myself go through it? It was this back and forth, first person, third person, but still I felt the fear and the panic. It was absolutely amazing to go through that, and I didn't have to be afraid of the same thing that he's afraid of, and as no one told me what they were afraid of, I get to take my guesses, but I could feel the fear, and it made me afraid, so it was very rough for me as well. So yeah, I thought this was incredible. I thought this was amazing. I do want to offer my thoughts. The only thing that I would work on in this piece is formatting. And as we've discussed previously, the best part about writing prose is that form is unnecessary. But in this case, this particular piece, I would like to see what you could do with coupling and distributing the questions throughout the piece. This will add to the discombobulation, like you have a statement and then you question it, you know what I mean? And that is the only thing that I have to offer for like a change or a rework in this feedback. I happen to know that you have a songwriting background, and I actually had to stop myself from singing this. Like, I really wanted to. So I had to like hold that in and give you my best reverberation of it, I guess. But anyway, from my perspective, and Joe, please let me know in the comments what this was actually about, because we discussed it was 2 things. You said 1 and 2 things. But from my perspective, this piece represented that your greatest fear is either being forgotten or possibly failing. Failing at what? I'm not certain, but yeah, that's what I intended, or what I perceived from that. Pratt, thank you. If no one has told you how to submit, all you have to do is join my Discord. Welcome to the Parchment Mites, and go into the Between the Pages submissions channel, and each submission is due the Sunday before the BTP is to premiere, so I have time to review each piece. So I'm close. Your fear is both death itself and dying without a legacy family left behind to remember me. I feel close. I feel like that was close. Thank you. That's a heavy thought and feeling to tackle. That is very true. Mods, were there any comments that I needed to address? You like my reading voice? Whew. Kudos on taking a crack at it. I can definitely relate to that. It's insanely scary. Yeah, I can definitely respect that as having your greatest fear. Thank you, Pink, for the bits. That is completely unnecessary. Thank you so much. Starbuck coming in with gifting subs. Thank you so much for gifting to Muggin. Pratt, okay. Pratt, thank you. I read all styles, and if I'm unfamiliar with something, I will definitely look into it more to make sure that I give you the most appropriate feedback. But thank you, Starbuck, for gifting to Snorlax, Norky, Extro. Thank you guys for coming in, being super supportive of this. This is my baby, guys. I love doing Between the Pages. You can catch previous episodes on my YouTube channel. YouTube channel is Paper Cuts and Parchment Mites. If someone wants to throw the YouTube link in, I appreciate it. Just command YouTube. You guys are on fire. Fire. Of course, Joe. I appreciate you so much. Thank you guys for the hype. I like to think of death as the... Oh my gosh, Matt. I hate it. Alright, well, next up is our submission by Thorsenheim. So, I'm super excited. Let's just go. Sorry guys, I have to prepare myself for this. It starts to give me a panic attack, so again, trigger warning. We move closer. The sense of foreboding is an eerie chill on the back of my neck. I ignore the sinking feeling in my gut. The muscles in my thighs begin to tense. I look around at the others. No one else is paying. Everyone is carefree, running and playing unabashedly. The adults are looking at their phones half-heartedly, listening to their children playing. The sounds of happy guests and joyful children echo throughout the building. Resigned, I follow the group. We move closer. What was once an eerie chill is now a thick, cloying sense of dread on my shoulders. My gut is in turmoil. Legs are rigid and unforgiving. I look to my peers. Still, no dread. The children pull at their parents' sleeves, hurriedly moving from one exhibit to the next. Parents are checking their Facebook feeds, posting pictures of their happy children, barely acknowledging the sights around them. The sounds of many excited feet rings in my ears. I stifle the urge to flee. Move closer. My shoulders hang low in quiet defeat. My nausea is in full bloom. My legs are in open revolt. I can no longer stomach the sights of the wild children and their dismissive parents, the sounds of odd children, camera shutter, sneakers squeaking on pavement, and all deafening. I try to ground myself. Breathe. I look at the structural design of the place, the heavy steel beams, the nuts and bolts that bind the beams together, the steel posts that bear the weight of the roof. These bits of knowledge give me brief comfort in the stability and durability of this place. But deep down, my fear and discomfort are taken, undeterred. Move closer. I can feel the room beginning to spin. I can feel all my mind aching to disassociate. My knees begin to fail me. The breath catches in my throat as I try to tell the others I cannot go any further. The words are barely a whisper. The air has all but escaped my lungs. I stand there, my vision swimming, which causes my nausea to lurch uncomfortably. I try desperately to cling, but remaining comfort I can muster. Finally, someone notices that I have stalled out. Notices I'm no longer firing on all cylinders. I take my hand and pull like an eager child. I move away, and the sights, sounds, feeling, moment come crashing back into my senses. It's all too much as I sit down, feeling my knees finally buckle. Darkness. Alright, I need some water. Hold on. And okay, guys. I am absolutely in love with your use of repetition here, Thor. I can't even talk. I'm trying not to cry. I'm burning up. Oh god. I love the use of repetition, the we move closer. That was incredible. That was amazing. I can't even. But also the vivid descriptions of how your body feels throughout the work. The relatable physical experiences puts me in your fear and it becomes my own. And I'm sorry if I didn't read it in the correct meter that you envisioned, the meter that you wrote it in, but I felt that there were pauses where you took a breath and then hurriedly, like, these emotions and feelings were just rapidly rushing into your head and like overwhelming you, because that's how it feels for me. And damn, holy crap, it just gets to me. It gets to me so hard because I have super bad panic attacks like that. And yeah, that was hard. That was hard for me. Oh god. Thank you. I did try and read it. Anyway, so moving on. I'm just, that was incredible. Thor, I know that you said you had like 0 experience in this, at least outside of academic writing, but that was incredible. That was absolutely moving. And the only thing that I would like you to work on, and this is just a challenge for you because that was amazing and beautiful. This is literally just a challenge, and any recommendations that I throw out here are, one, I am not a like real professional. I have had one editing job in my entire life, and I have a bachelor's in English and creative writing. I have a master's in library information science. I am not a professional editor. I am not a professional writer. I can just give you from my experience. But the only thing that I would challenge you to work on is trying to remove ownership, as in words directly saying I my, me, those things. And please leave the "we move closer." That anyway, but this will be challenging, and it'll force you to be descriptive in more creative ways. I've actually tried this, and it's very hard, but I swear it yields the most quality content you can possibly come up with in your writing. I love it so much. So yeah, that is my only feedback and my only challenge for you. Just try and remove the ownership. It'll be interesting. Whew. All right. So anyway, based on your work, it leads me to believe that you might possibly be an agoraphobe like myself. If you're not familiar with what an agoraphobe is, it's mistakenly classified as something as a person that's afraid of open spaces, and that's wrong. My personal experience with being an agoraphobe is I'm afraid of being unable to escape crowded spaces. I feel trapped, and every time I'm out in public, I have to know where all the exits are. I have to be with my back against the wall. I have to see the room, and people can't be too close to me. That's for a lot of different reasons, and yeah. So yeah, are you an agoraphobe? Not quite, but that's a good guess. It was fear of heights and the anxiety that comes from being around other people. Source of that fear. Wow, I did not get heights from that, but I'm telling you, that fear, you really captured that fear. But yeah, being near people whenever you feel that amount of fear is... Oh wow. Nasty A Juno, thank you so much for the new follow. Appreciate new people being in here, especially for these streams. This work is really close to my heart, and I love it so much. I can't even tell you guys. Mods, were there any comments I needed to address during that? I'm just scanning through. If I missed something, please highlight it for me. The mods. Are those snaps? Adorable. Yes, omniscient viewpoint. That would be. I feel like if you remove the ownership of it, it doesn't jolt the reader into feeling like you're talking about yourself. It'll make the reader feel like they're talking about them, or that you're talking about them. Oh, that was amazing. Hashtag not a moth. Oh gosh, the panic attack happened on the 4th floor. Yeah. Alright. I wanted to... It looks like snapping. I appreciate that. Are we ready to move on to the next submission? I'm super excited about this one. Never written a prose before on exit. Yeah. No, thank you, Thor. That was amazing. And I am thoroughly blown away. Thank you, Failed. Alright. I'm gonna move on to the next submission. I mentioned this, I think, yesterday, during my stream, that I want to give extra kudos to Wolf for his submission being the most creative approach to this possible. Pratt, I will not do live reviews right now, but if you want me to do a review of your work privately or in the channel, I can definitely do that. I like to review the work before I do the stream, so I have my thoughts basically synthesized, but I will definitely give your work a look, I promise. And Pratt, I do hope that you will work on the next writing prompt submission that I will post at the end of this. Good. I will definitely look at it though, I promise. Okay, so yes, this was the most creative approach possible to this assignment. I didn't even think of it. It was amazing, and once I read it, you'll know what I mean. So I'm just gonna go ahead. So this is submission by Wolf Slayer, and yeah, here we go. For in light there is darkness, and in darkness there is light. The words of our Savior Olmec after the conclusion of the 12th Crusade of illumination and the construction of the Guardian Monolith. It has now been 1,000 years since Olmec fell into his great slumber, and the hearts of men have forgotten their love of the earth and their kinsmen, have sought the titles of privilege, and closed their hearts to the deep magic of the world. The once great balance, hard won by men long ago, now been disturbed, and darkness has begun to creep back into the world. Reports of disappearances of children and a shapeless darkness spread far and wide. The Holy Triad dispatched a mage to investigate this new threat after 1 week. The mage was discovered with both of her eyes removed, repeating the same phrase, "They are coming." In response, the Triad have demanded a fresh crusade be launched and ordered the destruction of the last remnants of dark magic. Wilders in the land, and so the great game now begins again, where the choices of one, beset on all sides by grief and loss, shall be the hinge on which the balance shall be restored or lost for all time. This is fucking amazing. Oh my god. Holy crap. So whether or not this is actually, oh, I'm sorry, I hit the mic. Whether or not this is actually your greatest fear, Wolf, this was fucking incredible and plays so heavily into fear. Holy crap. Again, this is quite possibly the most creative approach to this exercise I could have imagined, and I'm blown away by it. I was just like, why in the world did I not think that someone would do this? This is amazing. Wow. Wow. I'm just like, wow. Anyway, I was blown away and in disbelief, honestly. This entire work was imaginative and captivating, even though it was just a small excerpt. And I spoke with Wolf about it, and he informed me that this is part of a larger project that he's had. He changed it at the last minute. This was amazing, Wolf. Honestly, this was so fucking amazing. And really, my only suggestion is to work closely with an editor for the few grammar errors that you already know existed. And honestly, this was incredible. This was, I have nothing. Oh my god. If this is just an excerpt, I want to see the full piece. Yeah, I want to see the full piece. That's amazing. Wow. Wow. I'm blown away. I'm so blown away. And I can't be the only person to think that that was incredible. Completely amazing. wow. Basically, there are many fears depicted in this, but one that I was left with, and it might just be because I see it from my lens, but the fear that I was left with was of social collapse. And I'm not talking about a social collapse in a fictitious universe. And that's a very real fear. Wow. Just wow. That's all I got, guys. Yeah. I felt transported as well, Thor. Wow. Wolf, that was amazing. Gosh. Oh, thank you, Joe. I do need to hydrate. I gotta catch my breath, guys. You guys blew me away. Wow. Same, Thor. I would definitely love to see more of your work, Wolf. Please, share it with us, if you don't mind. Obviously, it's completely your choice. Thank you. I'm trying to give each and every submission the honor and dignity that they deserve. Everyone's hard work is amazing. It's been parked for a while. I'm glad that I could be a catalyst for you. I hope to be a catalyst for a lot more people. This is amazing. I could not ask for a better or more successful first episode's worth of submission, and I can't wait to see what we do in the future, guys. I can't wait. I'm trying, guys. I really am trying. Thanks, guys. Are we ready for the next submission? Is everyone ready? I hope that you guys also, when it gets to my submission. Thank you, Scooch. I appreciate that so. I don't know if you know this, guys, but I appreciate each and every one of you being in here. But yeah, I hope when it gets to my submission that you guys give me some honest feedback, because just because I'm the one doing this does not mean that I am perfect or even good at it. I think I'm actually just average writer, honestly. Thank you, guys. I'm really trying. Alright, so, I'm glad, Star. I will be revealing the next episode's writing prompt at the very end of this episode, so don't worry about that. Also, I'll discuss this at the end. Don't worry about it, guys. I'll discuss it more at the end. A fantasy novel. I don't know if you know that, but that's my specialty. Okay. Next submission. So this is submission by Masamoon, and he went back and forth on whether he wanted to submit anonymously or not. I gave everyone has the option to submit anonymously. You have the option to submit to be exhibited on Between the Pages anonymously, or you have the ability to just submit to me and you and I can work privately if that's what you really want. But I really encourage everyone to just put their work out there and see what other people have to say. I am not the end-all be-all, so don't even think that. So yeah. Submission by Masamoon. And I also want to preface this with, this is a completely he's never used this format before, and this was a complete new exercise for him. So he did not only a very difficult exercise in tackling this prompt with us, but he decided to try a new format that he had never worked with before, and I think that's commendable on all counts, just so you know. So here we go. Mission by Masamu. Silent as they walk, heralding the feeling of madness. Stalk. Doubtful. Out of the malice. Out. Corner of my eye. With trepidation in my heart. Frozen. Where it stood by. One glance at it always makes it. For some explanation that might. Knowing. It's just. So, this was a really bold use of this particular poetry format. For such a challenging exercise to begin with, I've already expressed that. And in and of itself, that is the most commendable submission, courage that I could possibly imagine, honestly. Nas, the mic was not in and out during that. That was literally how I read it. I promise. But wow. Further, it was an incredible, clever use of the exercise while still getting around the rules. Fucking Mass got around the rules. I am so upset at you, Mass, because the rules of the prompt were you were to describe your greatest fear without telling me what it was. Now, my only suggestion for this work is to work meter for formal poetry formats like this. You and I can work on that later, or you can work with someone else who's more versed in poetry writing. But fucking damn, that was amazing, and I'm still mad at you because my initial thought when reading your work was that you were afraid of ghosts. I was super confused because I was sitting there like, the only thing I can think of is a ghost. And I sat there and I read it and I read it and I read it just over and over and over, and I'm just sitting there like, there's gotta be something in here. And you did give me a hint that it was in the format, and I was like, I was thinking that in the first place anyway. So I started toying with encryption. For example, I counted syllables for corresponding letters. That was maddening, by the way. Don't try and do that. Then I started reading the end of each line and taking the letters. And then I read the beginning, where I found out that you broke the rules and that your greatest fear is shadowfolk. And for those of you unfamiliar with shadowfolk and their history, it's second greatest fear. Well, this was supposed to be your first greatest fear. That is a real fear. If you guys are unfamiliar with their folklore, I thoroughly encourage you to look into it. We kind of went over it during a previous BTP episode. I don't think it was Ghost Story. It might have been Ghost Story because we talked about all the different types of specters that are listed there and their history in folklore. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm not writing a poem about fucking clowns. Well, I mean, you don't have to. But, yeah. Yeah, good job on getting around the rules, and good job on the use of a new poetry format for you, that was amazing. And if you want to work on it or work on Poetry Meter at any point, I'm here for you. Otherwise, I can definitely point you in the direction of some better poets. I'm an awful poet. I stick to prose for a reason. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You guys are terrible. Giving me your second greatest fear. Ah. Maybe we should do like a recap episode where I work with you guys and we can actually get something down about your first greatest fear. Yeah, rhyming's not my favorite. You imposed that second restriction on yourself, though, or you imposed a whole new set of restrictions on yourself. That was not my fault, but I am so glad that you or anyone would tackle such a difficult thing. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely, Pink. I'm pretty sure I could capture fear of clowns without telling you that it's clowns. It'll haunt your nightmares for a while, but I could do it. Taking on several restrictions. Yeah, that's amazing. That was super amazing, Mass. Thank you so much for that. You need that. You need someone to haunt your fears or haunt your nightmares with the fear of clowns. Oh. Any more comments for Mass? Yeah, that's weird. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the prompt, and the whole thing behind doing paper cuts, which is the writing prompt, actually came from Anton Strout. He's a New York City Times best-selling author, and I am starstruck every time he interacts with me on Twitter. The fact that he followed me on Twitter, I still I freak out. I'm just like, oh my god. So we were having a conversation one day about writing prompts, and he posited back to me, he was like, are you gonna stream it? And I was like, I could totally do that. And I could get my audience involved. I could get my community to expose their writing talents. And it was amazing. I was just so excited. I was like, I've got to do this, guys. So this has been in the works for about a month, and for the last couple of weeks, hi, can I give it back? Welcome in. Grab a book, settle in. We're doing our first episode of Paper Cuts, the Between the Pages Paper Cuts edition. Yeah, and I'm just talking about the idea behind doing the writing prompts. So yeah, it was just super great. I'm excited to do this. I'm not that excited to write more. I mean, I love to write. I love my academic writing, and I love all of my works. And if you guys go onto the YouTube channel, you will see a few of my original works that I did read for everyone back in October. I do not remember what episode it is, but it'll definitely say Between the Pages original works. I think I'm dressed like a pirate. I love cosplay, guys, in case you didn't know that. This whole experience has been powerful. Thank you, everyone, for your submissions. There are all heavy topics to express. I'm glad to have been a part of it, and I'm blown away by everyone. Yes, yes, exactly, Thor. So I'm stalling, guys. In case you didn't notice, I'm stalling because there's only one submission left, and it's mine. And I have not written in a long time. I have not written in a long time. I'm allowed to stall, good. My piece is very short. And I did submit it to a few of my panelists, who are also those that submitted. I selected these people because, one, we've worked together. We've worked together for a little while now. Some of us are newer than others, but I don't trust your judgment any less than my best friend. And of course, if you guys didn't know, Thorsenheim is my very best friend in the entire world. He is my soulmate in the most platonic sense of that word. He is my other half, and Thor, always and forever. What was that notification? Nope, thank you for hosting. Thank you so much. We're almost at the end though. Sorry. I love you, Melon. Okay, so, I'm gonna try not to stall anymore. we aren't, I don't know, I guess we're cute, but he is the other half of me. I'm not complete without him in. Oh, thank you. Best friends can be soulmates. I can't tell you, like, the last time I saw Thor, I felt like I was home. And goddamn, I'm gonna fucking cry. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm done. I know I've got. So, without further stalling, here goes my contribution. My greatest fear, and I have to say, trigger warning, at least it was for me. And for my panelists, I'm so sorry guys. For my panelists, please get your comments ready for feedback, and anybody else in the audience, please feel free to give me back some feedback. I could definitely use that. Also, Pink, I hadn't seen my best friend. I hadn't seen Thor in almost 5 years when I finally saw him. Okay, so my contribution, my greatest fear. Here we go. That laugh echoes through the house and reverberates off the walls. Her laugh giggles until she hiccups. She has laughter. Smile lights the rooms and halls as she dances through. Her smile, grinning with teeth and crinkling eyes. She is innocent at heart, warms the souls and quiets the minds around her. Her heart, full of love and fierce wonder. She is love. But today, it's silent and it's dark. She is cold. That's it, guys. That's the end of my work. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Thank you guys so much for the love and the support. If anyone would like to hazard a guess on my greatest fear, The guess that I have for you for the fear is the loss of your daughter. I could feel inside of my soul that she is your world. And that you feel like the world would end if you lost her. This was beautiful and terrifying at the same time. The style is amazing as well. Love you too, Joe. I'm sorry, Wraith. I just read my my contribution to the writing prompt. It's my greatest fear, and everyone's guessing as to what it is. And as you guys can tell, I don't respond well to my fears. My guess, this is from Thor, obviously. My guess is that it is the fear of losing your daughter in one way or another. I loved the variety in your style. It has a flow, a beat almost, and then the flow is broken. The way you wrote it amplified the message of the piece itself, which I interpreted as loss. So by losing the flow and regularity, by ending it on an offbeat, you really drove home the sensation of loss. I also enjoyed the simplicity. You kept your word choice firm and simple. That added a lot of solidarity to the piece, both in the happy and bright section and in the abrupt ending. As someone who has met your daughter, as soon as I made the interpretation that it was her, it hit me squarely in the chest. It was incredibly moving to hear. Thank you, guys. And, yes, Joe, Thor, you both hit the nail on the head. So I'm certain any parent that's in here right now, I'm sure that one of your biggest fears is losing your child. And obviously it's my biggest fear, and it's been my biggest fear and nearly constant thought for the last 5 years, because and I can't believe that this is where I'm gonna tell everybody. My daughter has one of the rarest medical conditions in the world, and she was diagnosed 5 years ago, and this medical condition could result in her untimely death. I'm so sorry, guys. This is just as horrifying now as when I wrote this piece. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah. So my greatest fear is losing my daughter, and my daughter is a beautiful and wonderful and happy 9-year-old, about to be 10-year-old, and she is my life, my entire world. I'm so sorry. I've been trying to get it together. I'm really trying to get it together. So yeah. Anyone have any feedback for the writing itself? My daughter is my twin. Thank you, Miss B. Yeah, Thor, that was definitely my soul right there. But yeah, yeah, I did try and keep the writing. And while I was writing it, it wasn't that hard. Family hug. I could use a family hug. You guys are amazing. This was absolutely wonderful. And Thor, you hit the nail on the head. This was completely cathartic. Oh. I did, Joe. Joe asked if I intended to capitalize the H in her. I do think that it might have been a mistype, that the S in She is Innocence is not capitalized. That's about it. But yeah. It was supposed to be capitalized. But thank you. The S... No. Okay, yeah. The S in, at the end of each is definitely supposed to just be lowercase, but thank you. You have a lot of hugs. I definitely would take all of the hugs, guys. But yeah, I'm getting it. When I first read it, the shortness and the abrupt ending caught me way off guard. There were several moments of, where's the rest? Then it hit me, and oh boy, yeah. Yeah, I read it a whole lot, well, not a whole lot differently, but when I read it to myself, I was able to keep it together a lot more there at the end. But I think reading it out loud was awful. Hi, Nanashi. I'm sorry you missed most of the actual content, Nanashi. We're just, I think we're still in a little bit of discussion for my contribution, but then we're gonna get into post-discussion soon. Let me find the prompt for next. I think I left it up. Sorry guys, I think I have my dog's hair in my mouth, so there's that. It's kind of gross. I miss everything anyway. Yeah, Nanashi, I was just crying like a crazy person. I'm okay, Pink. I promise I'll be okay. But you're incredible, honestly. I get that, Thor, I really do. I did cry. I cried quite a lot. Okay, so oh well, this was not a good cry, Nanashi. This was a very bad cry. Like, I'm probably gonna get a headache. I don't know if you guys get headaches after you cry, but I do. So yeah, I'm glad that I could give voice to your fear, Thor. I'm at a loss for words, so if there's nothing else that we want to talk about within the writing itself, what? I look like a crazy person. My eyes are puffy from crying. I am not stunning 24/7, but thank you for the compliments. But yes. Thank you guys. You guys are making it really hard for me to address next writing prompt. It's not next week's, because next week I'm going to be discussing Christopher Pike's Witch World, and yeah, we'll be on back to BTP book discussions, and that's going to be a challenge for me. Anyway, so I want to address the next prompt before we go to post discussion, so my editor doesn't kill me. So next paper cuts, we are going to exercise, and I will post this in the Discord. Please don't worry about that. I will post this in a Discord so you guys can grab it and work with it as much as you like. But our next writing prompt is for you to tell me about your first love. Now, it doesn't have to be a person. I want you to tell me about when you discovered your own passion for something. If that's a person, go ahead, tell me all about it. But if that's something that you do, or possibly a piece of art, a book, anything, I want you to tell me about it. You can tell me what it is. Yeah, you can go ahead and tell me. But I want to know how it made you feel, how it still makes you feel. And if it happens to be a person and you're not in love with them anymore, that's okay. You don't have to tell me how you feel about them now, or you can. I don't want to limit your creativity, and I don't want to limit what you do with this. I want to know about your first love. That can be a person. That can be your mom, your dad, your best friend. That can be your first puppy. It can be the Mona Lisa if you were in love with the Mona Lisa. It can be anything. And I want to know how it made you feel. And I want to know the moment you realized that you felt that way about it. I want to know all about it. This can be story format. Please don't. I'm not going to discourage you from challenging yourselves further by doing challenging formats of poetry or anything like that, but don't think that you have to. That while I'm very impressed by the attempts that were made, all of them, every single one of them, please don't feel like you have to do something out of the box. I want to know about it, and I want to feel that. So write in the style that's most comfortable for you, or a style that you're really interested in, and tell me about your first love. I'm super excited. So I'm gonna officially end the segment here, and I want to thank everyone for coming and hanging out with us. We will continue to talk and chat post discussion, but for my editor's sake, I'm gonna say thank you now, and I really hope to see you guys future in the forums, in the Discord channel. Please feel free to post with your name on it in the Discord channel, or if you want to post anonymously, please DM me from the server. And if you just want to work with me and you don't want it exhibited here, that's fine too. Please just let me know. Tell me what you're most comfortable with. I want you guys to explore your author side. Okay? That is what Paper Cuts is all about. We're going to hurt a little bit along the way, but I want everything down on paper. That's what I want from this segment. So thank you guys for coming out, and I will catch you next episode.